Okay, boys, so in this video, we're going to be breaking down how I passed my 100k funding challenge with funding traders. Now, I had a challenge with FTMO, that was a 10k challenge, which is just kind of sitting at break even right now because I got a 100k account with funding traders. A couple of trades hit stop loss on the 10k, which, by spread, which didn't hit on the 100k. So the 100k ended up being up more. So I just focused my efforts on that. And yesterday, we passed phase one of the 100k challenge. So we hit that 10% margin. It was actually kind of crazy because I saw that price had gone over the 10k% margin, right? I got like an adrenaline surge through my body, like, yo, we passed, like close the trade. We don't need to hit full, like take profit, right? I accidentally hit like sell or something, I don't know. And it basically put a trade on in the opposite direction. So I immediately like was in drawdown on the position in the opposite direction, and that counteracted the profit. Say I was up 1.7k on the short, and then I accidentally pressed long instead of close position, and then that was down like $300. So that 1.7k, the net profit was only 1.4. So all of a sudden I was below the 10% threshold. And I've never felt like so much of a fucking retard because I literally panicked and just didn't even think straight and just pressed the wrong button. So then I had to sit for like 2 hours patiently waiting, hoping that price would come further down so I could close out properly. So yeah, I managed to, like, instead of closing the trade, I managed to place it in the opposite direction like an idiot. So, that's a lesson right there. Whenever you're at a target that you want it to be at, don't rush. Make sure you actually click the right button. But yeah, we passed the 100k phase one yesterday, and a couple of notes that I wrote down for myself were as follows. I've got my notebook right here. So, number one, keep a level head. Do not start thinking about the outcome. Keep focusing on turning up every day at your best and taking the best trades possible and making the best decisions possible. Focus on what's in front of you, not the future, and remember to take a step back and zoom out to get a clearer picture of your trading. So I really wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to get excited about winning or passing this phase one and then jump into the markets and make a stupid decision. I wanted to remain level headed. I wanted to remain calm, cool, collected, and focused on doing the right things and not focused on making the money, because obviously once you pass a count, like, you're closer to making money. I didn't want that to affect my trading at all. So I had to write that down. And funnily enough, I took a trade today because today is the first day of the new account, which is phase two, 5% profit target, 10% drawdown. And I took a trade, but the trade was A plus. I was completely calm and level headed going into the day. I was very confident in the trade, and I had fully accepted to be a potential loss. And it did lose, and completely fine with it. Obviously, it is what it is. And honestly, I'm kind of happy to have like taken a loss on the new account and not made it into a big deal. Like, it really didn't bother me. I just got on with my day, got a haircut, as you can see, looking sexy now. But yeah, that was one thing I wanted to make sure that I wrote down. So just keep myself in the right mental space. Two, this is an important one because this is what helped me pass this challenge, right? It was to wait until price is clear / obvious. Day trading is not everyday trading, and that also means you don't have to know what is going on the charts every day. Yeah, I mentioned that this week I was super patient. I waited until Thursday, post PPI and CPI news events, when I had a clear bias on Euro USD. I just waited until I had an obvious clear bias for where I wanted price to go, rather than trying to take a pattern trade based on just wanting to get in the market. So that's something I wrote down, right? And for those ICT traders, this is what it says. Wait until clear institutional order flow and draw on liquidity, and trade the market maker models. And this is usually when I have the clearest bias. So that's just a reminder for me to just wait until I have a clear bias. Like, I waited. I stopped trading throughout December. Last week, I took a loss on the account. This week, we passed it. And I'm just waiting patiently for the best settles possible. So that's what you guys should obviously be doing as well if you want to pass. And three, take your time. There is no rush. Slow and steady wins the race. Wait for the best setups. Don't force your perspective on the markets. It's good to have an opinion about what you think the market's going to do, obviously, because that's how you're going to take trades. But don't force that opinion on the market. Don't hold the market to your opinion. because then that makes sure that your expectations are not in a wrong place. You want to have the right expectations for the market, which is always the trade could lose, you could be wrong. Make sure that you have those expectations in mind, because as soon as you start thinking, oh, I'm going to win, or I want to make profit and I know what the market's going to do, like your expectations are completely in the wrong place and you're going to suffer emotional damage points from that. Last but not least, focus on being detached from the outcome. Focus on being detached from winning, from losing, from making profits, and always find a lesson in your losses, because it's way easier to take a loss when you're looking for lessons, right? Rather than feeling damage on the account. So I actually changed my stop loss alert signal to actually say lesson. So whenever I look at my phone and it hits stop loss, I'm actually just being reminded that it's a lesson, that I can find a lesson in that, right? And I think that's going to help me with my psychology a lot and remind me to not take losses so seriously and try my best to learn from them and improve from them. So my stop loss is now called a lesson. So whenever I check my phone, it's either TP or lesson, which honestly I think is quite cool. It already takes a lot of the, like, I already feel like today it just popped up saying lesson. I already feel like, wow, that really is way easier to digest than it saying stop loss, because immediately your mind goes to, oh, I've lost money, I'm losing progress. Whereas a lesson is like, okay, what lesson can you find from this? Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I think that's actually a fucking great idea. Maybe you guys can give it a go and let me know what you think of that. So yeah, obviously I passed phase 1 of my 100K. I actually did take a loss on phase 2 of the 100K today, but it's not a problem. It's Friday. We're going to take a lesson from it. We're going to figure out what went wrong, but it was also a great trade for me. There was no eagerness to take a trade. There was no emotions. Just I thought it was a great trade to take, and unfortunately it lost, as a lot of trades do in trading, you know. But yeah, that's the progress so far. If you want to see the trade, I'll pop it up on screen right now, because I know a lot of you want to see the trades and stuff. But yeah, making sure to keep a level head and obviously focus on the process coming into next week and just the weeks going forward. And the goal is just to be the best trader I can and improve the best I can. And naturally, whatever, you know, naturally the money and the profits will flow to you when you try to eliminate the losses and you focus on doing the best you can. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that video, fellas. Feeling good, to be honest. I'm feeling good. Fresh haircut. Passed an account yesterday. Even though we lost today, like, it's not bothered me at all. I just feel great. It's Friday. Going out for food later. Like, you know, sometimes you got to come back to earth, you know what I mean? And not just be constantly on the charts. You've got to have things to do outside of the charts. Don't make the charts your whole life, because that will fuck you over. Make sure you have other stuff going on as well, which will be my final note for this video. All right, boys, as always, and girls, if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment. Join my Telegram as well if you want to hear more from me on a day-to-day, get insights. I post pictures of what I'm up to, quotes, anything I think is useful, things that I'm thinking about. I just post it in there. So if you want a more one-on-one or personal like connection to me, moi, obviously join the Telegram. It's only for the real ones though. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, obviously hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.